Susan Boyle.
I mean, she put on that bob and she said, look out.
And she said, it boiled over, honey.
She said she dreamed a dream and she burst the bubble of all the other dreamers out there. Oh no.
Missing.
Greg,
Missing.
I thought this was a duet.
Missing.
Oh, so you're just gonna sing all the parts? Those are not the right sounds.
Missing.
Can you hear me?
Missing. Oh, missing.
Bonk.
Welcome to Missing. I'm Greg.
And I'm Tim, and this is a podcast that celebrates and appreciates the missed things of the past, present, and future.
Yeah, in every episode, we take a key moment from our missed things storied career and do what we're most skilled at, which is make it all about us.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. It's Pride Month on the podcast. That's for sure. And in the greater Los Angeles area, which is where I'm currently based.
And believe it or not, also in Fire Island Pines, where I currently am.
Wow. What is gay pride like in Fire Island Pines? I haven't done that in a
I'm
long
sort of
time.
just on the tail end of it. And so it feels like by the time it was Pride, it was already like, was that yesterday? And so it's like Monday nights on Fire Island are, well, they're actually kind of like kooky, like it's like the weekend. There's a lot of craziness that happens, and then you think Monday's over, but then people are sort of like 4 days in, and like island fever takes over.
Yeah,
and then shit gets real.
Yeah, they're sort of like coming down, but not ready to like completely get off the ride yet. So it's like, baby, come down, come down.
Yes.
What have you been doing?
I mean, it's gay summer camp. It's literally, I'm not saying anything new, but it's just, it's hard to, it's so hard to describe in the sense of like, you feel like you're constantly busy because it's always like you have to go to low tea and then you're going to middle tea and then you're going to late tea or whatever it's called. And then you're going to this party and then you're going to this house. And it's so many activities, but like, and then you have to be back for dinner and everyone has a dinner. Last night was a big moment because the last time I was in Fire Island, I royally fucked up the dinner. And it wasn't really my fault, but it ended up being where we had to go to the canteen to eat. And so this time I was determined to not mess up the meal. And I crushed it, not to brag.
Well, see, no, you make such a good point because dinner in Fire Island, like Fire Island is the most sort of like lawless place. It's like whatever you want to do, you can do as long as you're having fun.
Yeah. Except for you need to make that dinner.
When it comes to dinner time, you have never met a more militant group of people than those gay guys in your house. You have to be sitting in your seat at 6:30 p.m. or whatever time that you previously agreed on, and you need to sit your ass down and eat whatever like bagged salad you came with.
For whatever reason, every time I come to Fire Island, I am surrounded by people who are like Michelin star chefs.
Oh.
Every couple or like pair, like, we're just gonna throw this together, and then they make the most like immaculate meal, 4 courses, and I'm like, I can't even boil water, so like I'm so sorry for what you're about to see on Monday night, but like buckle up. And at the same time too, I'm like, if I were to just give you a frozen cheese pizza or whatever is from the pantry, you'd be happy.
Of course, that's also delicious. No, that is the most uncanny thing. You're sort of looking around going, you're around like the busiest gay people you've ever met in your life. They have like the highest power jobs. They're like perfect bodies. They have no time built into their schedule. And yet somehow in their spare time, they figured out how to be full Anthony Bourdain, like parts unknown.
And they have zero body fat, but then they are making you the most like so much food. And you're like, how? Like, it seems like you don't eat, and yet you're literally opening up like a 4-star restaurant in this Pines like share,
Right.
It's crazy.
Well, I was wondering, because you're on the island, I'm wondering what culture is getting through to you and what you've missed.
Okay, so what culture is getting through to me is gay culture that I should have already known. So I'm now well versed in Kylie. She's always been a blind spot in my oeuvre of pop girlies. And now I've
Mm-hmm.
been doing a Kylie Power Hour every hour leading up to tea. So now I now know my Kylie favorites. Um, that's
Oh,
the culture that's
care to name a few?
all the lovers from her 2010 album Aphrodite's. Never heard it, and apparently it's a huge song. Never heard it.
What? That is like one of
It's
the
not
national anthems of Fire Island Pines.
literally, I know, and I like people are making fun of me. I was like, "What is this song?" And it's like her like top. Well, it's not in her top 10, so on Spotify. But love that one. I can't. This is the thing. I need to go through them all, but I now like they're in the back, and then there's some new pop girlies that are okay. This is actually wait, Greg. This is huge.
Hmm.
As of this week, and I think you're about to be educated. I'm Spotify has been pushing her on me for almost a year. I've
Okay.
refused. All it
Okay.
took was a house of 10 gays to convince me. But
Sure.
Holly Humberstone,
Um,
okay, I'm
that's a
into
real
it.
person.
That's a real person, and
That's
I
not a
am into it.
statue in London.
By the way, I'm not sure if it's Humberstone, but it's something like that. And
That is what I've
she,
seen. I've seen
okay,
Humberstone, and I do
well,
picture Stonehenge.
yes, and she's
Okay.
sort of like a sad girl pop, and I just haven't been in
Mhm.
a sad girl pop era. There was some times that I liked that, and now I'm kind of into it. I think it's time we get on the Holly train.
They've really been trying to they've been trying to humble me with Humberstone, that's for
Yeah,
sure, but I have not yet taken the leap, but, based on your recommendation, maybe I
yeah.
will. It is Pride Month after all. I have no
I will
idea
say
what she has
this:
to do with
I
Pride.
think I relented, but most of the time where I'd be like, "Who is this? This is good." It was Holly, so I was sort of like, "Okay, I have humbled myself, and I now
Okay.
am a Holly jolly girl."
Oh, good. Well, you know what I've been very into, of course. I
What?
can't
Yeah,
get
I don't.
enough.
What culture is happening on the mainland?
Well, there's two things. The first thing is, my name is Angelica Schuyler.
Oh wait, the new music video.
Where's your family from? Yes. Ooh. That. I
I
don't.
think this might have gotten through to me. Is this like she just released a new music video as if it's 2016?
Well, it seemed like she did, but then it turns out that came out last year, but randomly it's become like the sound of the century. And of course, there's that one guy on TikTok who like does the like long tongue and he's always like,
Oh right, yeah.
and I love his stuff, but then he does like 700 videos like doing the same thing and I love them all. And then of course there's the meme of like saying something with like four different expressions, like you shaved your bush.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And someone recently did my favorite video, Balekde, the girl from Little Mix. Oh God, I don't even Jessie Nelson from Little Mix doing
Okay, I
Balekde.
know Joe Jesse Nilsson, but all of this might as well have been a foreign language.
Okay, so in Pride Month, you that's your Pride Month assignment this
Education.
year.
Okay,
You need to
okay,
learn what balekle is.
okay.
Jessie Nelson from Little Mix, when she was like on some show, they were doing like accents, and which is dicey territory to begin with. But they were like doing this. They were going around and doing like different accents, and basically they were like being assigned. So it was like Irish.
Wait, I have seen this.
Yeah,
I
and
have
then she
seen it.
got Jamaican and
Mhm.
she just goes, "Oh." "Blah, blah." Like she just throws her head
So
back.
that's old. This is old.
Yes, but
Yes,
someone
yes.
just did a video of the
Mm.
four different like ways to say something of balekde. So it's like balekde, disappointed, like balekde,
Yeah, yeah.
sarcastic,
Wow.
balekde. We should do
Okay, you
bonk.
you you need to send it to me.
I
Wait,
will.
oh, we should. Okay.
Bonk, excited.
Yeah.
Bonk.
Yeah. Yeah. Bonk flirty. Bonk.
Bonk.
What bonk
We
bonk
already do bonk.
sarcastic? What is it? Bonk.
It's yeah, sarcastic, flirty, supportive. Bonk.
Bonk.
Cute. I love it. Um
Okay, is it time?
I think it's time. Yeah, it's time to get into our first segment, Dod Mom Sauce, aka Doll of the
Doll of the
Day.
moment.
Oh, Jesus
Sorry, I'm
Christ.
I'm on island time.
Yeah, you are coming down from Fire Island. Doll of the Day,
Day,
Mother
mother
of the
of the
Moment,
moment, sister
Sister
of the
of the
second,
Second. Our first
and most famous.
segment where we take a person, place, or thing that we're currently super obsessed with. And I would love to go first, seeing as
I
I
would
am not on the island. My I mean, call me just an absolute
Ishmael.
follower, and call me a follower, and call me Ishmael. But my Dad Mom sauce is backrooms.
This is the culture I'm missing. Was it so good?
I was fucking obsessed. I loved it so much. It reminds me of, I mean, I'm not going to give anything away because I know you haven't seen it yet, and we will get into it.
Yeah. That's
But
like a main priority when I get back to the mainland.
I would do it. The first thing you need to do is
Yeah.
see Backrooms just to like be part of the conversation.
Yeah.
To me, it's kind of like Blair Witch Project meets Severance. So it
Mm.
kind of like it feels like its own thing, but it is kind of like evocative of other things that are like older. I found it really effective. It's beautiful to watch. Chiwetel Ejiofor and Renata Reinsve, two names that roll right off the tongue. They are both excellent in the movie. Renata
That
is
is a
such
vocal warm up.
yeah, that me and my
Wait, we
voice
should do
lessons in middle
that for
school.
like supportive, whatever that thing is. We just start saying Chia.
Yeah.
I can't even do it. I can't even do it normal.
Chiwetel Ejiofor, can't even do it. Say that. Chiwetel Ejiofor and Renata Reinsve. That is that us on the street asking that.
Flirty. I can't even do it. I
Chiwetel
can't. Yeah.
Ejiofor and Renata
Renata
Reinsve.
Reinsve.
Yeah, flirty. We're gonna do that, a video of those for the Jennifer Shahs at home.
And how was she? Because she, not spoiler alert, she will be our Miss Thing this year because she is the actress that is up and coming to take the crown from them all.
Superstar. You are
Yeah.
watching her just like, oh my God, superstar. The whole time I'm just sitting there going, in my head,
Yeah.
going, future Oscar winner. That's a future
Yeah.
Oscar winner right there.
Yeah.
Just brilliant, breathtaking, so just magnetic. You can't take your eyes off of her. And he was also really amazing. I mean, the script is kind of thin. I mean, but there's like interesting moments and ideas and just the visuals, and it just is very effective to me.
And it's directed by a 20-year-old.
That makes me feel totally normal and cool.
Literally insane.
Insane. Well, I mean, that's the big
Is it-
story right now between Backrooms and Obsession. And I've also seen Obsession.
Care to go into more detail, Greg?
You know what? I don't think I need to.
Although I have heard that the lead is gay and cute.
Mm-hmm.
He's
He's really cute.
Yeah.
He is really cute, very talented. Him and the girl in Obsession are very talented.
Yeah.
You know, I will say,
Beautiful
okay,
gowns. Beautiful gowns.
beautiful gowns. So there is a lot of talk about theater etiquette going around right now. I think the Gen Zs are back in the theater. Obsession and Backrooms are
Movie
driving
theater,
them
okay.
in.
Okay, movie theater. Sorry, I'm in a house full of theater queens right now, so I was picturing, okay.
No, Gen Z is not at live theater, but they are going to the movies right now because of, the horror explosion at the moment. And I didn't experience any sort of like talking in Backrooms. It sounded like there were pockets of talking in the other, like in a different part of the theater. Thankfully, I wasn't over there. But one thing I experienced in Obsession, there was a guy in front of me who kept checking his Kalshi the whole time. Do you know what Kalshi is?
Yeah, it's like you're betting.
The
Like
online betting.
yeah.
I'm not kidding. Every 2 seconds, the guy pulled out his phone, checked his Kalshi bet, showed his girlfriend next to him, and then brought it back, checked it again, no movement, put it back in his pocket. 2 seconds later, would bring it out. Not even texting, just on his Kalshi. And you know what? I was about to start a Kalshi to be like, will anything
Yeah.
stop this guy from looking at his Kalshi? And he would have lost that bet.
And you probably would have made so much money.
Oh, so much money. No, but that guy, that type of behavior, that needs to be prosecuted. Talking, yeah, that's another issue entirely. Don't do it when you're in the theater, but like what? You can just check your Kalshi at home, as far as
And
I'm
there's
concerned.
something about every single person who brings out their phone in the middle of it. They have to be on the brightest setting. It's never occurred to them to be on the dim. It's always like, and if anything, you see them, it's like so dim, and they're like, wait, hold on, let me turn this up to 100% brightness, turn on my flashlight just for shits and giggles, and then check my Kelshi.
Brightest setting you've ever seen in your life, and also holding it hand completely up. Like,
Yeah.
first of all, they're in front of you. No
Yeah.
one else is on their phone elsewhere, but the person on their phone is always sitting directly in front of you, hand up, like holding it as high up as possible, and like doing the most unnecessary thing you could imagine, like not like just checking to see like if they have DMs on social media, which they don't ever have. Like there's no notifications, but they're just like looking.
Yeah. That seems like it was the scariest moment of Backrooms.
Well, that was obsession, and maybe
Oh.
yeah. So that was that I needed Backrooms to sort of like clear me out, get me into a good energetic space after
Yeah.
obsession. Anyways,
Well,
Tim,
I'm gonna clear you out, cleanse you out. My Dad Mom sauce is specifically Dua Lipa, but Dua Lipa's wedding dress. This
oh, the
woman's
Schiaparelli.
It is, I mean, we have seen wedding dresses before. It
Mhm.
takes a lot to like come out with like a wedding dress that we haven't seen in ages. The fact that she's wearing a jacket and a skirt basically as a
Yep.
wedding dress, and she did it at the courthouse. I'm pretty sure this is look one, and then word is they're going to Italy to do it like in front of a bigger crowd. But I am obsessed. Like the paparazzi photos literally looks like it's coming out of a movie, but it's just them walking out of the courthouse. This woman, the taste that she has. I got drunk on at Fire Island this week, and I was telling Claude, I was like, there is something that everyone needs to know about me. And that is everyone talks about like who's your diva, who's your diva. But I was like, my diva as far as like my personality, like who I want to be, who I want to single white female is Dua Lipa. She's always
Sure.
on vacation, yet she's always working. She's always touring. Like people don't give her enough credit for the fact that they're like she's in this new city, but then it's like if you did your research, she actually like played 2 shows in that city. Then she somehow read 3 different books that she's recommending on her book list, and she's usually like the first one to come. Like she was one of the first celebrities to like come out in support of Palestine. Like this woman is on top of her shit, and she just so happens to be the most beautiful woman out there. I'm sorry, but this wedding dress has just reignited my love for Dua. We will eventually be doing her, but this dress is going to go down in the history books.
Yeah, she's the most aspirational pop star there is when you put it like that. You know, I wouldn't even consider it a dress. I love the look. I think she looks incredible. It kind of reminds me, and this is a compliment, it reminds me of like the episode of The Simpsons where Marge gets the Chanel suit because she is at the fancy country club, and then she like keeps redoing the Chanel suit, even though this is Schiaparelli. She looks incredible. I do love Callum Turner.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
love him. I think he's so like movie star dreamy, even though I don't know what he's been in, but like he's really movie star to me. I heard, and I had never heard this before, but I know that Dua's like a bookworm, but I heard that they met and they were both reading the same book, and I think one of them approached the other, and she said, "Oh, I just finished chapter 1," and he had just finished chapter 1 too, and he goes, "Oh, so we're on the same page."
Come on.
That is so hot, you know. And I did see an incredible tweet that was like for Dua Lipa's for her honeymoon, she should go home for a week.
But also, where is home for her? Do we know? Like, it's supposedly London, but I don't think she has a home.
She is yeah, Dua Lipa is houseless.
Yeah.
She is experiencing houselessness, but
Okay,
in the
wait, so
sense
this is
that she's
actually-
always on vacation.
Yeah. Wait, this is making me think of a really good question. Of
Sure.
all of the pop stars,
Mm,
I'm not talking about their based off of their talent. I'm
mm,
talking purely personality.
mhm.
Who would you actually want to be friends with? Like you see them and you're like, "Oh, I want to be your friend," not like not because I'm like so enamored with you.
I mean, but listen, I'd hang with anyone. I feel like
I
I'd
feel like for
probably
you, you're the most like I would say similar vibe-wise to like Britney Spears.
I
Like
was just gonna say
I was gonna
current
say,
day,
at current day Britney, I just feel like you two could just be dancing in your kitchen, whipping your hair out, like kind of
spinning with knives.
spitting with knives, like thumbs in your like waistband, just being
No,
free. Yeah. And then
always
meanwhile,
thumbs in
I'll be
waistband.
with Dua on vacation reading, and she'll tan, and I'll be in a full like moo.
Love that. Anyways, I think that's time
I think it's
for a
time
break.
time for a break.
We're
We're back.
back, and it's time for our Miss Thing of the Week.
She's shot out like a rocket. And
Mm.
and I think people thought she would be a one-hit wonder, and now I genuinely think because of her songwriting prowess, she will be around like literally for decades and decades and decades.
I completely agree. I think she's an incredibly strong songwriter. I feel like she is our eyes and ears into Gen Z, perhaps
Yeah.
even Gen's Alpha, kind of, because she kind of toes the line between both. Incredible, talented singer. And also her music videos help me kind of understand what's going on with the kids these days. I'm about like 2 decades too old, maybe even more for her for what she has to offer, but I think she's just incredible. And our Miss Thing this week is Olivia
Olivia Rodrigo.
Rodrigo. And of course, I was first introduced to Olivia Rodrigo when they painted the car wash down the street for me purple
Oh,
in collaboration with her album release, Sour.
yeah. I was actually upset that I like that was so close to us. But this is the thing. You realize your age when you're kind of like, oh, I would love to go to that concert, but I am not emotionally stable enough to be surrounded by people who are like 20 years younger than me. Like, this is something that will be like a real hit to the ego, but I
Yeah.
just love her so
Well,
much.
that's definitely a show where like the kids around you, the people around you are going to be like, "Well, where's your granddaughter?"
Literally. But I'm determined. I'm gonna be the eyes and ears for this next concert because the reason why we're doing her is because her new album, "You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love," is
Mm.
about to drop. And based off of these first two singles, I literally love these first two singles. I already said "Drop Dead" was my Dad Mom Sauce a couple months ago, and now I love "The Cure" even more. It is going. I have listened to it on repeat so many times. I am like I don't know. I genuinely think that she can't write a bad song. So far, all of her songs have debuted on the Billboard Hot 100. She's the only artist to do it. She's the only artist to debut all of her first three singles at number one. Same with so far her albums. She literally, feels like she can't be stopped, and also feels okay. Well, this is another question. I'm full of questions today. I think
Sure.
she is the heir to Taylor. I obviously love like dissecting the relationship between the two of them.
Mhm.
Who do you think? Okay, so if Olivia is Taylor's daughter,
Mm.
who
Mhm.
is Sabrina Carpenter's mother?
Wow, these are the hard questions.
These
I
are the
mean,
questions of the day.
yeah, today for sure. I mean, knee jerk. I wanted to say Madonna, but I would say she's her great grandmother. No offense.
Yeah, yeah.
No offense. Sabrina. Well, it would need to be someone like Cheeky.
I'm like, is it Katy Perry? There's people can read into that, but I am like, I kissed a girl, whipped cream bra, like, peacock.
I think you might be right.
Yeah,
I really think you might be right.
yeah.
And there is no shade, by the way,
No shade.
because Katy Perry
Yeah.
at one point was truly the hit maker. I mean,
Yeah.
hit after hit after
Yeah.
hit. But yeah, there is a little bit of zany. There's a
Yeah.
little bit of like, I have a poop like shooting out of a toilet in my Vegas residency. And Sabrina's not quite there yet, but there is a little bit of like a,
Yeah, tongue
oh,
in cheek.
okay.
But anyways, back to Olivia. I just genuinely think that it is so impressive for her as young as she is to have such astute observations that are, I think you can write off as it as being simple or as just being about uh, quote unquote girl problems, girl issues. And it's very, this is why I say she is the daughter of Taylor. It's like it's you can easily write it off, but it's like so universal. There's a reason why Driver's License was like the mega hit that it was, is because she can really tap into universality in a way that is also for the public, in a way that is so impressive, because it's like she makes it look easy what she is doing, because on the face of it, maybe like the lyrics are impressive, but it does just feel like simple, but also so like cut to the core that like I
Right.
think there's a reason why this younger generation is so like rabid for her.
Yeah, I would say Olivia, to me, Olivia's music is a window into like the interiority of a young girl's mind.
Yeah.
And it helps like someone like me. I don't know what's going on with a teen girl's mind. I'm so like removed from that. That's like my back rooms. I'm like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
go in, I explore. I'm like, I have no idea. But like Olivia offers that opportunity. I think like she is so generational in the sense that she is such like a young girl now.
Hmm.
But she does have that sort of like diaristic. She's kind of like Fiona Apple, not as like edgy or intense. Like she's like Fiona Apple for like a really like wide
Yeah.
audience. And yes, there is that Taylor aspect. There's a seriousness to her emotions that I think that everyone can tap into, young and old. But there's also a lot of like reference in her music where it sounds kind of like what came before, but also like its own thing.
Like off of that, it's like I think what she does so well is she is so clearly a student of music.
Mm-hmm.
She is like her references of like who she is like bringing out is not necessarily, she's not really bringing out the pop girls. Like she's bringing out like punk legends, and
Mm-hmm.
like she's bringing out the Cure like lead singer. She's bringing out like all of the David Lynch, or not, is it not
Mm-hmm.
David Lynch? Is it David Lynch, or who's
David
the
Lynch is dead. David
David
Byrne.
Lynch? David Byrne. I
Yeah,
knew it
there's an
didn't sound right.
intelligence there.
Yeah.
There's like she really like understands what's good about music.
Yeah, and she's pulling from different I don't know, different genres in a way that I think is so clear. And she said like in different interviews that it's like, she's one of those people that writes like 100 songs and then picks the top 12 that she wants. Like she really is a workhorse. And so it's like you can tell the work is there, so that by the time that she releases it, like she's one of those people, I feel like she is around, but she kind of disappears and then comes back. I mean, I feel like right now she's still in her like 2-year cycle, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm so impressed with her. I think this album is going to be another like incredible, like critically acclaimed album.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear what she has to do next and what she has to say next. And I think like she is a writer that
Yeah.
continues to write. And I think that's what's so exciting is like about artists like that, is that you're able to sort of like track what's happening with them and like their evolution because they continue to write through it. And I think like as she grows and as she ages, like it's just going to get more and more interesting, and she's going to continue to evolve like with her audience, her
Yeah.
audience that's her own age, and also like her audience of like older gay guys like us who have
Hmm.
who sort of like look at it like we're voyeurs, sort of like looking at the animals in the zoo.
I mean, I personally, I think I'm like the target demo. I like,
Yeah,
you know that my
you
Spotify
have the
age is like
interiority of a
18.
teenage girl,
Yeah,
that's for sure.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, well, I connect with Olivia because, as you know, I'm constantly afflicted with the disease deja vu, and no one
Mm.
seems to ever care or ask.
I do feel like you accuse me a lot of being like, I just said I had deja vu and you had no reaction to it. But
Well,
then,
it's like, don't you want to try and get to the bottom of what I'm experiencing?
well, when you tell me that you're having deja vu, it feels like then I can't react to it because I'll ruin the deja vu. You know what I mean? Like I was doing something else, and then you're
Okay.
almost like making it meta and bringing me into it. So it's like I need to continue doing what I was doing to continue the deja vu. I'm giving you the gift of deja vu.
Thank you, but I find it quite disorienting, and I would like to
Mm.
get to the bottom of what's happening. I would like to know, is it multiple dimensions? Where am I? It's quite backrooms in a way. And backrooms, I was watching it and I was like, okay, this is me. This is me now. Anyways,
I think,
it is time to make Olivia Rodrigo all about us. And
yeah.
Tim, how do you make Olivia Rodrigo all about you?
Well, I make Olivia all about me in her latest bop song, I Can't Get Out of My Head, The Cure, and this is another thing we haven't talked about. She is great at doing bridges. And the
Oh,
bridge in The Cure, she is shouting, why can't you come stitch me up? Why can't it be enough?
very
As you
Maggie
obviously know.
Gyllenhaal's The Bride,
Yes,
which
thank
I
you.
saw, by the way,
Did you?
in
Oh, I'm
7
sorry.
sittings.
In 7 sittings, and was it worth it? Let me work it.
I don't know what happened. But I will
You know,
say, in each different sitting, I was watching a different movie, that's for sure.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I remember you were trying to convince me to see that. Obviously, I love Maggie. I love Jesse.
Mhm.
Not for me.
But back to Olivia.
So, Why Can't You Come Stitch Me Up reminds me of a time when I was a child. And I was, doing what children do, which is I was watching Full House.
Mm,
And I was like going throughout my house. I was watching it in the living room, and then we also had a TV in the kitchen, not to brag, on top of the fridge. It was a very small one. And I asked my mom to put it on there because it was like lunchtime and I couldn't miss a single second. And so
mhm.
then I run into the kitchen, it's on, I get excited. And the layout of my kitchen was basically like, I could also, if I wanted to, like sit on the countertop and watch the TV. But I decided with that, I got so excited that I didn't realize that there was also a cabinet directly above the countertop. So I
Oh.
jumped as hard as I could onto the counter to watch the show, and directly, I hit directly the corner of the cabinet, completely split my head open.
Oh.
I immediately started bawling. I ran into the kitchen to lay down on our couch. My mom's first reaction as a loving mother was to scream, "Not on my white couch!"
Oh,
As my head is fully covered in blood.
that me with my white shirt from Armani Exchange in college.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
okay. Uh-huh.
So my head is slowly like filling with blood. I am like, I'm not like losing continence, continence. um,
You haven't quite recovered from this event, it seems.
yeah, and so obviously then my parents, we get into the car. We're running to urgent care. I feel like I
Mm.
have it now. I can't speak. Like, clearly, I still have the concussion.
Well, you're
Um,
having deja vu, it seems, to this moment.
Exactly, like it's coming back. I'm experiencing the head trauma.
Mhm.
So we are rushing in the car. I'm like slowly, like losing consciousness because I was like bleeding that much.
Mhm.
And we get into urgent care. We go. My parents like are, it's fully Shirley MacLaine in that one movie. Like you need to help my daughter. Terms of endearment.
Oh,
That's the
yeah, of
line. Don't look
course.
it up. um,
Yeah.
um,
Uh-huh.
and
Terms of
literally.
engagement, my favorite.
Terms of engagement.
Pride Month.
And yeah, exactly. Happy Pride. Um, and so they go up, they're like, you need to help my son. They look at me. I'm not kidding you, like full face, covered in blood, like they can't stop it. Like there's a towel on my head. And they're like, you're at the wrong place. We actually can't do anything for you here. And my mom
Okay.
is like, what? Like my son is like slowly bleeding out and dying. You need to help us.
Mhm.
And they're like, this is actually, we don't do that here. You need to go to the ER, which was like another 10 minutes away. So my parents like were just screaming at them. I'm like fully like, on the chair, just like not there.
Right.
Um, we eventually did go to the ER. I got staples. I was
Oh,
fine.
okay.
But it's just like classic that, to the end of that song, why can't you come stitch me up? Why can't I ever be enough? I wasn't even enough for the urgent care, you know? They didn't even fucking care about me. And it's really
Right.
like
Well,
affected so much of my, you know, my self-esteem, my self-worth, you know.
yeah, you
Um,
needed full resuscitation, and yet you were just at the urgent care.
they were like, this isn't that bad, actually. Like, let him bleed out.
What I love, yes, and what I love most about your stories, and this is what makes it so sort of like family friendly, like Olivia kind of is that every time you have a medical emergency and had
Hmm.
one as a child, your entire family got in the car, like
Yeah.
everyone got together, like got in the van and all went together.
Yeah.
And there's always some sort of like,
Something happens there.
the doctor cannot help you or you get locked in a room
Get in the back rooms.
in the back
Haven't
room.
seen it, but I assume that I
No,
was
the
the
back rooms is
inspiration.
about your like medical
Yeah.
history as a child.
But we don't need to get into that.
No, God,
What
no,
we
we don't.
do need to get into is your how you make Olivia all about yourself.
Well, listen, when I think about Olivia Rodrigo, I always think about like how in every single song, she's always sort of like talking about like how like the other girl like looks at him. You know what I mean? Like how like she's always like a scorned lover. I mean, she's what, like 19 years old? How old is she?
23.
23. Oh, okay, good. Well, she's had so many ex-lovers, it seems, at this point. And everyone, and there's always like she's been scorned by all of them, you know, apparently. And there's always another girl looking at him, and she's always looking at the other girl looking at him. You know what I mean? There's always a
Yeah.
lot of like looks. There's so many layers to the looking
Yeah.
at
Hmm.
him. So that reminds me of recently, you know, I was in Maryland. So I had just gone to the gym. My husband and I had just gone to the gym. We were, you know, still exercising on vacation, that's for sure.
Your
Um,
mother-in-law had recently just, you know,
called me
yeah.
fat, so I was
Yeah.
feeling a certain type of
Yeah.
way. You know, I was
Hmm.
feeling like, maybe I should concern myself with my looks and my body and my
Yeah.
health, which is so coincidentally, thankfully, I did, because after we went to the gym, we were sitting there, we were getting pho. And at a certain point, the what?
Well, it sort of sounded like you were about to say we were getting fucked, but sorry, keep going.
Well, isn't that
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
like the play on the word? You know, there are so many locations around Los
So
Angeles.
many.
It's like,
Yeah.
fuck me raw. You know, like the play on the word pho. I think that's
Well, I
completely
will,
inappropriate,
and
culturally
I will say
insensitive.
I'm not a big play on words guy, but FA play on words, it always gets me.
It,
Come fuck
I
me.
get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But to me, it's culturally insensitive to my culture. That's for sure.
Right. Yeah.
But we were getting pho, and it was a it was a sort of very very cold and rainy day after like it had been the biggest heat wave in the history of like
Mm.
that area at that time, and our soup comes out. They put it on the table, and as soon as I'm about to sort of dig in, some guy walks up to the table. And how do I put this generously? I would say he's sort of like the male equivalent to Nell. Sort of like looks wise and personality
Okay.
wise. You know what
Okay.
I mean?
Hmm.
And he was just like, hello. And we both sort of like looked up and like, okay, hi. And he's looking, I come to find he's looking directly at me,
Yeah.
directly, staring.
Hmm.
He goes, has anyone ever told you you look like Chuck Norris? And I was like, no. Chuck Norris. He's like, has anyone ever given you that compliment before? And I was like, well, first
Did
of all,
you
honey, I don't know if that's
one
so
day?
much of a compliment, but I was wearing like a tank top, like maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I'm giving Chuck Norris vibes, but whatever.
You
But I was
know,
like,
it's
no.
funny because I know you're always asking, and I don't really see the Army Hammer, but now that I see Chuck Norris, I can't unsee it.
Okay, well, all right. But anyways, so he goes, has anyone ever given you the compliment before? I said, no, you know, that's a first. But I guess as a compliment, I learned it was a compliment, you know, when he said
Yeah.
that. And he sort of started asking me a little, he goes, how old are you? And I said, I'm redacted.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, wow." I was like, "It was just my birthday, actually."
You will say that you're a Taurus to anyone you meet within a couple seconds. So I'm
Oh,
sure that
sure. I was
I'm
like, "Can you
sure that you're like,
tell?"
by the way, did you know it's my do you know that it was my birthday? I'm a Taurus.
It's so true. And I'm like, "Guess my rising, guess my
Yeah.
moon." But I said, "It was just recently my birthday." I said, "How old?" He's like, "Oh, well, my birthday's coming up." And I was like, "Okay, good." And he was like, "I'm blank," which was older than me. And he goes, "Yeah, I can't believe you're that. You look like you're in your 50s."
No, he didn't.
And I kind of laughed. I was like,
Yeah.
that's funny," because I thought he was like joking, and he was like completely still faced, did not mean that as a joke. And I was like, "Okay, well, we're moving on." And then but by the way, staring so intensely at me, like I'm just trying to eat my soup. And all of
Yeah.
a sudden he goes, "Is that," indicating my husband across the table, who he has not looked at once. He's
Yeah.
like, "Is that your friend?" I was like, "That's my husband." The way he looked over at my husband, it was so scary, like eyes wide, full fire breathing dragon. And he was like, "Well, by the way, you're a lovely couple," and kind of like walked away. And
No,
first of all, I was like, I didn't know there was gay guys out there, but like, moral of this story, I guess there's gay Nels everywhere.
wait, and so you're saying he was hitting on you?
I guess he was hitting on me. I couldn't figure out anything. And of course he did say, "Wow, I thought you were in your 50s."
Yeah. Well, he's probably into an older man.
It seems that way. It seemed like Chuck Norris was like something that he was very into.
I was gonna say to have the confidence to tell someone that they look like they're in their 50s. That is something that I will never understand.
Hey, but I
Um,
felt a lot better. I felt nice to get hit on after being told I was fat a day prior.
True. True.
Well,
Is it time?
I think it's time for a break. Welcome
Welcome
back.
back.
And it's time for Diva Down. Diva Down, of course, is our final segment where we take a person, place, or thing that could currently use our unsolicited advice. And they're going to get it here today. And it feels kind of crazy that this is the Diva Down when we are talking about, such an influential pop
Mhm.
artist like Olivia Rodrigo. But our Diva Down this week is the
The
music
music
industry.
industry.
And that
Specifically,
that is because someone came to snatch the crown off of everyone else's head. And
mhm.
that is Susan Boyle.
I mean, she put on that bob
Mm.
and she said, "Look out."
And she said,
She
"It boiled over, honey."
she said she dreamed a dream and she burst the bubble of all the other dreamers out there. Listen, I know we just spent the whole episode talking about Olivia, and obviously Olivia will crush the industry. Thank God she's getting out in the nick of time because Susan is coming for us all,
Right.
and
And for
like
in Pride Month, no less, at the very beginning.
every single one of your mothers is quaking right now.
Oh.
Every mother woke up and just like felt this like surge of adrenaline and energy. They can
Mhm.
lift up so many cars right now. Like it's one of those things where it's like if you by the way, if you want anything right now, like if you have to ask your mom for a favor, like literally this is the time to do it because a Susan Boyle song is out and
Mhm.
your mom's in a good mood.
And you are able to now get your mother a gift because you
Yeah.
never know what to get her.
Yeah.
And that gift is the CD of
Mhm.
Susan Boyle's new single. Because your mom, if
Yeah.
she's a regular mom,
Yeah.
is listening to CDs still in her car.
100%. You know
Yeah.
your mom, otherwise your mom's gonna be like, Alexa, play Susan Boyle. And then it won't play it. So it's like get her the CD and then ask for what you really want, you know?
Right, absolutely. Although I will say Susan has debuted quite an edgy new look.
Yeah.
I think she is trying to age down her audience. She really is coming for Olivia's crown,
Yeah.
honestly, because I think she's really appealing to the Gen Zs and Gen Alphas at this moment. I saw someone called her Susan J. Boyle. She's giving Mary J. Blige a little
Yeah.
bit in that coat and the hat and the hair. I have heard a snippet of the
Yeah.
song. It's quintessential Susan. She's still what I love about it is that she is committed to, not taking voice lessons and defying the odds. In terms of being able to find a note,
Yeah.
she is singing. So what I love is that right away she's singing about delicious ice cream,
Yeah.
which feels very appropriate. And I
Mhm.
think it's like it spans ages and
Yeah.
genres. But then she has like a club, like boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. It comes in. I don't know what the song's called, but like that is on repeat in
It's
this
not for
house.
us to know. It's for our moms to know. And
Oh
it's
yeah, and when I say this house, I mean my mom's house.
yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where it's like you now, like you will see women on the street just like I haven't seen the movie. I know Greg has, but I imagine that the premise of the movie Smile is
Mm.
about a mom who just listened to Susan Boyle and she can't stop smiling. Is that
That
true or false?
about how that woman defied the odds.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
she's actually so Cerie Fields, how she got Cerie Fields from Survivor, which you don't
Yeah.
watch, but how
Traders though, she
Cerie's
was
like,
in Traders,
oh
right?
yeah, but she's
Yeah.
like amazing. And her
Mhm.
story is like always like, Jeff, well, I got up off the couch and I played. And I learned a lot about myself by getting up off the couch and
Mm.
playing. And that's what we love about Susan
Yeah.
Boyle as well. She got up off the house. Got up
Yeah.
off the house. She got up off the house. She's bringing down the house on the stage at is it UK's Got Talent? She was on a Got Talent, I believe, or
Something like
X
that.
Factor or
Yeah. Simon
something.
Cowell was there.
Right. I don't
This
love
is
that
also
she.
something that we need to talk about, which is like somehow, and I don't know how it works, but I believe Greg can back me up here. Any major British moment that has happened in the last 15 years,
Mm,
Simon Cowell was there.
whether we liked it or not.
Whether we liked it or not. I don't know the specifics, can't say the word, but I feel like he was there when the Queen died.
Totally. Well, Simon Cowell, love him or hate him, he
Yeah.
is there to keep us honest. You
Has
know,
yeah.
he's not going to sugarcoat it for us, but he
Mm-mm.
but he will, in those moments you have to be willing to go up against Simon. It's like meeting your maker, like
Yeah.
you've got to lay it all on the line and like hope that Simon really
Yeah.
sees that you're bringing your authentic self and your authentic talent to the table. But yeah, I would agree. He was definitely there. He was involved. He was
Yeah.
heavily involved. They actually they went to him last. They talked to the doctors first, and then
Yeah.
they went to Simon to be
Simon.
like, well, what do you think? How's
Yeah.
she doing? And he's like, well,
And then he
bit
just put up
boring.
the X.
Yeah.
Greg, what is your advice?
Oh, I was with you on buying your mom the CD. My advice, listen, my advice to the rest of the music industry, it's like batten down the hatches, honey. I mean, you're just gonna have
Yeah.
to get through it like the rest of us, like the rest of our moms. I
Yeah.
think anyone that's hoping to sell physical copies, I think just don't even release
Yeah.
it. And to, hairdressers all over the world as well. I think you should get into wigs because I think
Yeah.
like Susan, you're seeing what
Throw
Susan's
in the towel.
done.
Yeah.
Well,
I
Susan, she had such an influential hairstyle and she's moving away from it. She's moving into a place of wigs. And I think like that's where we're going as a society. So I think it's time to pivot. Go if you're a hairdresser, get into wigs.
I love that advice. I don't specifically have advice for the music industry because I just think there's no coming back after
Yeah.
Susan releases an album. But I have
Hmm.
advice to gays, and
Hmm.
that is if you do this Susan Boyle look as your Halloween costume, you will not be the first. There will be 3 other people at that party who are dressed
Hmm.
like Susan Boyle. It is great, but I'm just giving you a word of advice. Like, it won't be original, and also because I will be wearing it, and you can't you can't take my look.
Right, right. And yeah, and it's the vibe too. You have to have the vibe too. You have to have the vibe
And
of,
I
of
have
a,
the vibe of Susan Boyle. I can confidently say that.
if there is, yeah, your celebrity doppelganger, personality wise
Yeah.
and visually, is Susan Boyle.
This is a podcast with Susan Boyle and Chuck Norris.
And with that,
Yeah.
follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Missing the Pod. If you don't already, follow us on YouTube and watch us there. If you're not watching us, you're only getting a third to a quarter of the story, famously. Please rate and review 5 stars and above wherever you are listening. Please just take like 5 seconds out of your day and just hit 5 stars or above. Feel free to comment whatever you want. Chiwetel Ejiofor and Renata Reinsve is Backrooms is probably,
Wow, I'm so proud of you. You got that on the first try.
It took all of my effort. And Cynthia, I'm so sorry to hear that you do not want to talk about Wicked anymore.
But also, I'm proud of you for putting down your boundaries. You're like, I've talked about it for 2 years. I don't need to talk about it anymore. Listen, that is healthy boundaries.
And also, we don't need to hear about it anymore.
No, we're good.
Unless we ask. And then it's like,
exactly.
Well,
when you are on our podcast, we will talk about it. But we will also talk about all of your other stuff as we do every week. And we are going to see the Jennifer Shas next week.
See you back in LA next week. Our Pride Month at Miss Thing continues. Bye. Miss Thing Podcast is created, executive produced, and hosted by Greg Trimmer and Tim Zientek.
It's produced and edited by Benji Simons, with cover art and additional creative support by Claude Zeins.
Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Miss Thing the Pod.
New episodes drop every Tuesday. Watch on YouTube or listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Please subscribe, rate, and review, but only raves. Strictly 5 stars and above.
Follow Greg at Greg Trimmer and Tim at Tim_Zientek on all social media. Bonk!